Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Elizabeth, and today I wanted to talk about some more ways to save. So I know the economy and things can be really tough depending on your situation right now. And so I'm always looking for ways to save and to cut back. And so I did post one video. I can link that in the description below. And a lot of people seem to like that. And a couple people asked if I could share any more tips with you guys. So here's another video with tips on how to save more money. Right, so number one is to pack your lunch. So if you are working, if you have kids, pack your lunch. You can save so much money by not eating out and by just being intentional with what you take to work. And so I know I bring my water bottle and I pack my snacks and my lunch, and then I'm good to go. I know if I've ever had to go out and eat during the day, I'm like, wow, that adds up, and that was a lot more money than if I would have just packed. So pack your lunch. Number two is to actually look at your income and what you're spending money on and what you're saving. So I know my husband and I did this, and I was surprised actually with some of the things that we spent money on and how much. And so that was really insightful. I'm like, we don't need to spend as much money there, cut that. Oh, we have this subscription, let's cut that. And then we had a little extra money. And so actually be aware of your finances. Make sure that you're really, really honing in on and being critical and being just financially in the know, and knowing how much money you have, because maybe you have more money than you think. And so start there, see how much money you have, how much money are you spending, and can you not spend in certain areas, or are you spending way more than you thought? And let's cut back on that. Number three is to avoid the expensive cars, the gas guzzling cars, etc. So if you have a really high car payment, that is something. If you have a really nice car, you're going to be paying a lot more in property taxes. And also if you have a big car that takes a lot of gas, that is going to really affect you over time. Like, I know it might not seem like a lot, but even the maintenance fees or the oil that it takes really makes a difference. I know we have a little Honda Civic and I love it. My husband will take it when he has to go to support some of my stepson's stuff that is a lot further away, because it's great on gas mileage. The tank stays full for a long time. The tank doesn't cost that much to fill up. It is a smaller car, but it's great. It still seats 5, and it's been really, really helpful. And so definitely look into that and be careful about what type of car you have. I know people can want a really nice car and such, but is it worth it? And also, can you afford it? If you can, great. But if not, it's something to be aware of. And that's like, I don't want to spend all my money on gas or car stuff. Like, it's just taking me places. And so be mindful of that. Number 4 is a money-sucking house. So do you have a house that is just too expensive or too much for you guys? This is critical and huge, and it hurts so many families. And I know you can want to provide this nice life for your family or live in a nice neighborhood, etc. But be careful, because you don't want to be house poor. You don't want to be spending all of your money on a house. At least I don't think you do. Maybe you do, then go for it. But cutting back on the big expenses like a car, like food and transportation, can really add up. Instead of focusing on all these little things, like focus on those big purchases that you make and making those a little bit more reasonable of a cost and a price. Number 5, to save more money, you just have to pay yourself first. So make it a bill. You probably have a lot of bills and things that you have to pay, you're required to pay, but always, always make a bill for yourself and say, I have to pay Elizabeth $10 a month. Whatever it is, it could be $5, $10. Just start with something and make it a habit that you have to pay yourself first. Number 6 is to set a spending freeze or go a few days without spending. So you might have a mortgage payment that comes up along one of those days or whatever, but pick a day or pick a couple days or pick a week where you don't go out to eat, where you don't go buy toys, you don't do these things, except for on the essentials like gas or something. Don't buy things. You'd be surprised how much money adds up if you aren't buying random things at the grocery store, if you aren't going out as much, if you're using what you already have at home, if you're finding free things in the community, etc. I know we save a ton of money just by using what we already have and being intentional and not going out. Number 7, if you don't want to do a freeze, or maybe you do, you could also do something, or instead set limits. So maybe you guys really like eating out. I know that was something that my husband liked to do, but he came to a conclusion that, hey, I'm going to eat out this many times a month, and that's what I get. And honestly, that's made a big difference. The spending has been a lot less on eating out. He also feels a lot better and healthier. And so just set a limit instead of just going, oh, I feel like eating Chick-fil-A today, or oh, I want Chipotle. Like, go, all right, I'm going to go out to eat once a week, or 3 times a month or whatever that is for you, and that is your time. You can enjoy it, soak it up, but set like a boundary and a limit for it. Number 8. So in order to save more money, I don't just like recommend just only saving. I can fall victim to this because I'm very motivated on like the longer term and just investing as much as we can and investing in ourselves and our business and in our life and our health and such, in our futures. But set a fun budget. So instead of just saying, oh, I can't buy this, go, okay, I have this much money to do something with. So if you want to do an experience with your family, if you want to go to Target, or if you want to buy some clothes, or if you want to do something nice for yourself, like give yourself a budget, like a little bit of a fun budget. And then that is how much you have. So instead of going, oh, I feel like getting my nails done, I'm going to do it. Oh, I feel like going to Target and buying whatever I want, I'm going to do it. Like, be intentional and go, okay, I have this amount of money to do whatever I want with, but I only have that amount. So that can really be helpful in just limiting this instead of just going, oop, I'm going to do whatever I want regardless of how much money I have. Number 9 is to get creative yourself. So I bet you could think of something that maybe I won't be able to think about that relates to your own life. So what is something that you could do? Or how can you get creative? Like maybe you don't go out to the movies this month. Maybe you like find a free movie and you make a super cool like fort for your kids, and you buy some inexpensive popcorn and you have like a movie night, or you go get $1 candy or whatever, and you just make this big event at your house. And that saves so much money by not going out and spending all this money on popcorn and drinks at the overpriced movie theater, and you kind of made your own family experience. So get creative on little things and little ways that you could incorporate saving into your everyday life, and not always having to go out and do all these big things that just cost and cost and cost. 10 is to research deals and things to do. You could go on Groupon. You could check out your library. They have so many different events. Check out your community website or newsletter or newspaper and see what events are going on. Ask your friends. Like, you'd be surprised. I have so many people who are like, hey, have you heard about this? It's free, or it's this. And so ask around and just be in the know about some of these things that are going around, or be mindful about like Black Friday when some of these holidays are coming around. And I'm like, there was something I wanted. I'm like, I don't need this right now. I'm going to wait till a deal comes around and then wait for the deal to come about. Number 11, I'm always going to add this, is to earn more. So maybe you can earn more or transfer to a different job or find a different job. Or maybe you can have a side hustle or something else. Like, I know even we have been fortunate to be able to take care of some neighborhood dogs, and that's a little bit of extra income. And so finding little things or ways that you can make a little bit more is really helpful. Number 12 is to online grocery shop. So have you ever been in the store, or if you're with your kids and they're like, ooh, I want this or this, or you even are like, oh, I probably could get this. Instead, if you have a budget, or if you do an online grocery shop, you can actually specifically pick out what you want, and you could adjust it and go, ooh, that was a little more than I wanted to spend. Let me get rid of this, or let me make these tweaks. And it helps you to be more mindful with spending and not make extra impulse buys. Number 13 is to get a roommate, or to move in with family or with friends. There's no shame in that. It's important. Housing can be a big expense for people. And so with whatever season you're in your life, maybe you need to have multiple roommates, or go with family for a little bit to save up. It's really, really a helpful thing that you can do, and I recommend it to anybody who can. 14, freeze your credit cards. So maybe you need to freeze those guys or not use them, right? Sometimes you think you have this money, but really you should be using your debit card. You don't have all this extra money, all right? If you're using it to build your credit and you're just buying your groceries and then you're going to pay them off, great. But otherwise, like, get rid of it. It's not extra money for you to have. It's not an extra income. It's not an extra income stream. So don't use those credit cards or abuse them. 15, I love Amazon, but beware of it. Sometimes I'll just put things in my cart and then I just don't buy them. But like, it's designed that you can instantly click and spend your money like that. And so I get it, like, it's a great tool, but be really careful and maybe wait a few days before you get something. Like, put in the time and just be mindful. I'm on Amazon. All right, how much am I spending? Or maybe give yourself like an Amazon budget, like I talked about, a fun budget or whatever, that you can feel comfortable spending, but then don't go over that and don't overuse it. Lastly, number 16, go look at consignment stores and thrift shops. It's always important, or online. I know I loved Poshmark. I found like a really nice North Face white jacket that was like $25 that would have been way more expensive, and I use it every single day. And so it was an amazing purchase. It was less expensive, it's good for the environment, and it's good for my wallet. And so I highly recommend just looking for deals or seeing some online websites or in stores where you can get these good deals and secondhand things. All right, so those were some tips on how to save more money. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other tips or how you save money. Was this video helpful to you? If you haven't seen part 1, feel free to go look at that. I hope it's helpful to you. That's my goal, is just to help you be more financially free, independent, help you be healthier, happier, and live a more successful and enjoyable life. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and if it was helpful to you. Subscribe for more videos like this on improving yourself and your life, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys, you got this.